Hey everyone, welcome to our 2017 year in review. Got Haley with me here today.
Hi.
And we're going to tell you about some of the amazing things that happened to our family over this past year, some of the trips that we took, and some of the people that we helped along the way. Right?
Yep.
So let's get started.
Alright.
One of the first things we did this year was make a promo video for Livy's school, Paul B. Stevens, for their walk and roll-a-thon. And we went to this school and we set up our camera and made a video. How was that?
It was really cool. So we went to Livy's classrooms and we videoed to show what the school's all about. And Livy and I had a really fun time doing everything together.
The video turned out great and we went to the walk and roll-a-thon. It was really an inspiring time.
I loved it. I had such a great time because we were checking off people's laps and I loved helping out with that. And I loved seeing Livy go around and I helped out with that too. So we had a really great time that day.
And then later in the year, your mom actually became president of the PTA for Livy's school. And now she's much more involved.
Yeah, she's doing a great job at that.
That's right. Next, we were off to Washington, D.C. to the National Walk for Epilepsy, another really inspiring event that brings the epilepsy community together in support of each other.
I ran the kids crew booth and I had such an amazing time meeting new kids and their families, and it just makes me feel so happy when I see so many people there coming together for a cause.
And right when you got back from the walk, you went to an event that supports an organization called High Risk Hope. And they actually collect items for expectant moms who are on bed rest in the hospital. And they also provide items for babies when they are born premature.
There were so many people that came by that day to support High Risk Hope.
And after that, we had a book drive as well for High Risk Hope because many of the baskets that they bring to the hospitals are full with books that moms can read to their newborns. Then we were off to Utah to the Epilepsy Foundation of Utah's gala.
Yeah, the whole event was so inspiring. I got to talk about Livy and why it's important to make a difference.
Without Livy and her journey, none of these things would have happened. Although we are twins, our journeys have been very different, but in some ways very similar. Livy doesn't have the same physical abilities that I do, and our paths in life will be different, but we both stand for hope.
When we got back from Utah, it was time to get ready for Lemonade for Livy.
And for those of you who have never heard of Lemonade for Livy before, it's actually a campaign that our family started years ago with the goal to raise money for programs and services and research at the Epilepsy Foundation. And it's grown into a national campaign with participation from states around the country, actually every state. Right?
Yeah, every state. We kicked off the campaign in 2017 by making a family video.
And that video basically described what the campaign is and how epilepsy has impacted our family.
If I had to describe epilepsy, I would say it was unpredictable, a mystery, and my number one enemy.
I would say that epilepsy makes me feel really upset and angry, and it's scary because I worry about Livy when she has her seizures.
We decided that we had to do something. I felt I couldn't just sit and watch Livy have hundreds of seizures a day, despite multiple brain surgeries and numerous medications, and just accept that this was the way it was going to be. One of the most exciting things about Lemonade for Livy is that the Epilepsy Foundation partners with a retailer called Shopko. And Shopko has 380 stores across the Midwest and West that all participate in the campaign. And every year we get to go out and actually launch the campaign at their headquarters in Wisconsin.
So last year I got to speak to all the employees. We had a lemonade stand at the event. I got to meet Brett Hundley from the Green Bay Packers. We did some TV and radio interviews. And we also had a lemonade stand at one of the Shopko stores.
We're so thankful that the Epilepsy Foundation and Shopko have embraced Lemonade for Livy and helped to make it a much bigger campaign that affects people across the country.
When we got back from Shopko, we held a lemonade stand at our house with some of my friends. And then after that, we worked on making a Lego stop-motion Lemonade for Livy video called How to Make a Lemonade Stand. What we have to do is very intricate. You have to move the little Lego people a little bit at a time and take each picture. But really, it's so fun doing that, and it's fun to be creative and coming up with the scenes and then adding the sound and the music afterward.
And then what's probably the best part of the whole thing was at the very end, what happened?
So at the end, the only voice in the whole video, and it's Captain America saying, this is some good lemonade.
This is some good lemonade.
So the question was that almost nobody got the answer to was whose voice was that?
And who did they guess?
So some people thought it was my dad's voice. Some people thought it was my grandpa's voice.
But whose voice was it really?
It was actually Chris Evans' voice, the guy who plays Captain America. And when I found out that it was his voice, because I didn't know right away, but when I found out, I was pretty much speechless.
Wave with the camera. Hi, Chris.
What do you think? Pretty awesome?
And he was very generous to actually add his voice to the video.
So
We're really
thank you,
thankful.
Chris Evans.
Thanks, Chris Evans. Then it was time for our Lemonade for Livy event. And before our event, we actually did a radio interview with a local station, 102.5 The Bone. And the DJ there, Drew Garabo, for the third year now, has been really willing and open to helping us. And he's just been a great supporter of Lemonade for Livy and our family, and so is this whole team. Then it was time for our event, and we actually held it at a local Charming Charlie's store. We had a lemonade stand for 3 days in a row, a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. There were a whole bunch of people that came out to support our family and the campaign, and really, in the end, they were supporting people with epilepsy. Then on Sunday of that weekend, we held a shopping event at Charming Charlie's. Our friends and family came back to the store, and they shopped till they dropped, and a percentage of sales got contributed to the campaign. And Haley, why don't you tell everybody how much Lemonade for Livy raised in 2017?
It was more than we've ever raised before. We raised almost $200,000.
That's such an amazing number, and we're just so thankful for all the support that we received, and we're really looking forward to Lemonade for Livy 2018. After Lemonade for Livy, we actually flew to Oklahoma for another Kids Crew event.
While we were there, I met some kids and they told me their stories, and it really gave me a better understanding about the daily life of a kid with epilepsy, and I was really moved by their stories.
And then when we got back from Oklahoma, it was time to get ready for a trip out to Anaheim, California, to the Epilepsy Awareness Day at Disneyland, where you got to speak at a reception.
The main goal of the speech was to inspire everyone to work together to solve the big problems around epilepsy.
Just imagine what we could accomplish if we all worked together more often. There is true power in sharing ideas and knowledge. I see in my sister's eyes hope that one day we will stop her seizures. And I see in each of you the potential to make that dream a reality.
Honestly, it was the most inspiring speech that you've ever done, and I couldn't have been a prouder dad that evening, because epilepsy is a big issue, and everyone does need to work together, and you really let them know why it's important.
Thank you.
The day after we got back from California, we went to a fundraising event at Livy's school. It was called Where the Stars Are Born, and it had a Hollywood theme. Even Livy was there and got all dressed up.
So the PTA put the event together and my mom worked really hard on it. There were raffle items and food and a DJ and a photo booth, and there was dancing. And at the end, I won a raffle item, and the event was just so amazing.
Then it was time for the holiday season, and Christmas was really special this year because Livy actually was awake Christmas morning, and we got to open presents together as a family.
Yeah, I really like helping Livy open presents. We have a good time doing that together.
You know, you're always so good, Haley.
Thank you.
Livy can't open presents by herself, and Haley always is the one who gets to help her unwrap them. This coming year, we're really excited for all the new adventures in store, to see how many new people we can meet, and to see what kind of impact we can make in people's lives.
As a family, we really value making a difference, and we're so excited to see where that takes us this year. Thanks for watching, and we hope you come along for the ride.